Alright, dwarves, welcome back to another episode of Lenodoslan. This episode, we are continuing where we left off. However, we are still waiting for our troops to come back. Perhaps some interrogation reports are on queue, but we'll see how that turns out. I do believe we should continue working on our waterworks project down here. If we just head down, we can see we have our waterworks project here. However, they aren't exactly working on it, and I don't know why. Could just be a weird designation things, but they are perfectly equipped to come here and just get rid of all that stuff, so I don't know why they aren't coming through here. So that is just a minor problem, but hopefully that should fix itself out. In fact, we can even see a guy coming here. I think it's just the fact that they need to do it in a certain order, which they aren't doing. They're just going after the nearest one. We need to go top down. They're going from middle down. The reason that is because they have to be built atop of one each other. Oh, hey, look at that. The herb smokers have returned. Let's just continue talking about this. So basically, you have to build the bottom one first, then the next one on top of that, and the next one on top of that. And if you don't do that, it just doesn't work out, and they cancel the job. So I think what we need to do is either, I think what I have to do is probably suspend each task above the bottom one and then build them out manually that way. But anyway, let's go see what the herb smokers have to say. Here's the report. Let's see. They arrived there. Defenders led by Goblin, cunning plan. Clashing with 23 trolls. Oh my. Dogs fighting. Goblin struck down by Dwarf. Goblin by Dwarf. Goblin by Dwarf. Goblin by Dwarf. Let's see. Goblin by Dwarf. Goblin by Dwarf. And Goblin by Dwarf. And that seems to be the end of the report. Let's look at the spoils. 5 big dogs. No war animals, unfortunately. We do have that one music item. The silver pike is pretty much useless. Any silver weapon that isn't bludgeoning is useless. And the bag is just, random miscellaneous stuff. Okay, so I've just done the liberty of forbidding every single screw pump job other than this one. So we'll see if they come down to build this one on the bottom. It could be that there's a problem with this bottom screw pump that I didn't consider. That's blocking all the other ones from being built, but we'll see. Also appears we're getting a lot more stray dogs, which is pretty good. We'll be able to get more war dogs, but as we have seen earlier in previous fights, they're not that great at fighting, but they are good meat shields, so there is that. No one's come down here to build this yet. That's a cage trap that was suspended, not this. I don't know why no one's building that. Perhaps we should put some people on the architecture job. We do have a couple idlers. And voila, there we go. We have someone on this job. So, yep. Finally getting these waterworks going. It'll be great once we get this moving. However, once we build these pump stacks, we will need to supply them with power, which we will get to later. If we come up here, let's see, who should we go after? Not those guys. We've already been after those guys. Maybe this one should be good. Anyone else up here? Okay, we're going after you. Details? Raise. You know what? I'm just gonna leave that alone for now. I wanna get this started off first. Then we can begin that. Anyways, I found the person who's constructing this building. As you can see, they aren't exactly going at top speed. But you know what? This is a dwarf. What do you expect? And as you can see, they're at the bottom of the world now. This is going down pretty far in the caverns, 130 levels, which is pretty deep. So this is going to take a long time, no matter what we do. However, that's fine. We have all the time in the world, unless something horrible happens. But yeah, cut to when he gets there. Alright, you guys, I know it was about a second for you guys, but it was about 80 years for me. There was a problem. He just inched by year after year. There was an incident with Crundles that chased him back to the surface. Had to redo the entire thing. But yeah, I'm senile now and he's finally building it. Woohoo! What? What do you mean it needs another architecture? In 80 damn years, you say we have to do this all over again? You'd see he's leaving now. Not even sure why he's going down that passage route. I mean, by all means, this should be a quicker way, but whatever, teach their own. We keep on getting a nice little stream of stray dogs there. That's nice. I think I'm finally ready to send these guys on their next mission. Herb smokers, go out, do it. See you in about 10 days. But yeah. We've also got a couple of guys around here. That's nice. You can see we all got all these guys socialized, and that's not exactly the greatest thing to see. That's basically no job. They're just loitering around. So, this guy's got barely any labors at all. I'll just allow that on you, and furnace working, also stone working, hunting related. Yeah, we'll give you that. All right. Yeah, it's a bit of a hard work making sure to work all these fine details up to a tune, but it's nice when you get everything running smoothly. Some migrants have arrived. Let's see which new folks come to bless our fort. Let's see, animal caretaker it seems. Let's just go to where he's at. We can see him all streaming in down the bottom there. So animal caretaker, that guy, what are you? Come on. Okay, look. Fishery worker, okay, that's what I was thinking. That's another like animal caretaker. Animal, farmer, I mean, could be a weaver. Oh, miner, that's nice. That's gonna be taken out of context. Peasant, I mean, they're fine. Peasants are fine because you can just choose them to be whatever you want to be. But I am gonna have to sign them roles. We got quite a few peasants here. If we look down here, yeah, 3 new peasants. That's pretty nice, honestly. Yeah, a lot of peasants. Honestly, I prefer them over farmers. Yakbal, I think that is another peasant. Wow. Are those all just peasants? Oops, looking at the wrong thing. Yeah, peasants. Ugh, peasants. That's a milker. Another peasant. Ooh, who is this guy? Uh, blacksmith. That's nice. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at that guy's portfolio. Or portfolio. Children. Peasant. How many people have we got? 111. That's nice. I think we were starting off with 90. We just sent out dwarves out, so yeah, I think that's another animal trainer. Yeah, not sure why he's just staying there. I don't have the game paused, buddy. What do you do? And there he goes. Not sure he was stuck there. Is this? Yeah, that's an instrument. That's interesting. But anyway, yeah, a bunch of new. This is probably our best migrant wave yet. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a closer look at some of these guys. This animal trainer will be perfect for our new broker. We lost our last broker to. I honestly forgot. I think it was just a hate crime, but we lost our appraiser skill. Now we have this guy who can take his place, and he's pretty good at it too. Let's actually look at some of these other guys. Yeah, no one. I mean, there's this planter. We have this guy right here, this wax porter. We got a lot of appraisers. Yeah, I'm just gonna take this top guy here though. It always lists the best option on the top. So yeah, and let's take a look at the stats of that blacksmith. So he's a high master metalsmith. That's really good. That's legendary. He's got some random skills. Appears he's only good at being a metalsmith. That's fine though. That basically just means he'll be good at making statues and stuff, which is nice. He's an adequate crutch walker. I don't know if you saw that there. That implies that he is disabled. So maybe I'll have to take a look at that too. Now I'm gonna assign some jobs to these pendants. Probably just odd jobs like furnace work, building, stuff that doesn't really need to be skilled. And I'll just get that done real quick. As you can see, they're all no job. They're not doing anything. Actually, this guy right here seems to be a spirit dwarf, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, we'll definitely have to see about that later, eh? Anyway, labor. You've already got a couple jobs. I'm just gonna assign you a couple. There, that should be good. Oh well, would you look at that? The herb smokers have returned. Let's look at the report. Mission report. Let's see. Invading Goblin Pit. I see. Goblin Toads enclosed. A dog was killed by a troll, unfortunately. A goblin was killed by a dwarf. Goblin killed by a dwarf. Crowman. Oh, that's interesting. He was killed by a dwarf. Goblin killed by a dwarf. So, although incredibly rare, there are actually animal people in this game. They're kind of like one of the lesser races, but you can find animal people. So that's what the Crowman was, and they're all randomly generated. You can get a certain amount in your world, you can get none. But yeah, let's keep on looking. And oh, seized livestock and a goblin was killed. Okay, let's look at those livestock. Beak dogs, platinum. That is actually kind of interesting. Everything else is just random clutter. We are getting a couple of beat dogs. I have forgotten to pasture them. So yeah, seems like we have our first temple request. We have made temples, but we haven't made any requests because we haven't had a large enough following for a certain temple. Now we do, so we should get to work on that. Anyways, all I've done is I've unsuspended some of these tasks here, just about 4 of them, just to keep a couple guys on them. I want them all near the bottom. This, of course, is going to be taking an extremely long time due to the fact it is literally on the bottom of the world. But, yeah, slow but surely. Anyways, just, sending out the herb smokers on another raise mission. You know, they're on that mission. And they'll be going right about now. Just continuing, just wiping out goblins, you know, doing the good work of God. Goblins are literally like demon spawn. In world generation, a demon will like make a pact with an evil god and like spring out in this giant fire tower made from Slade, and Slade is the stone found in hell. And what they'll do is I honestly forgot if they can torch creatures or if they just spawn them, but they'll just like summon a giant civilization of goblins and they'll just proceed to just destroy everything around them, which is why they can spread really fast in some worlds. However, it seems like in this world they haven't really had that much time to spread out. We can see here that 2 of those towers that I was mentioning here, this tower right here, the Dark Goblin Fortress, that's one of them. There's a demon in there, and same thing with this one. If you're in adventurer mode, those can be targets for your adventure if you want to just wipe out a tower, kill the demon inside it. But this is fortress mode, and we do that by sending out dwarves. Anyway, as you can see here, we have a lot more dogs to start training up, so let's get that started. Give our animal trainers some work to do, eh? Perhaps it's better just to get this out of the way so we can assign them. You can see here we have barely any more dogs left. That doesn't really show how many dogs we have left because they just sent out the squad, so they brought their dogs with them. So I guess it's a really our total amount of 4 dogs left. But we are lacking a lot considering they keep on dying. So yep, some new flesh bred. That'll be good. And of course there's puppies to replace them too. Besides that, I've just had all the big dogs assigned to this pen/pasture, so they should be doing that right now. So yeah, things going along just fine. Not quite sure what happened here, but I think one of our workshops just blew up. Or this basically happens whenever someone tantrums. It might be this dude. It doesn't seem like it. Who just destroyed this workshop? I think you can find them in announcements. Let's take a look. Um, hmm, I don't see anything like that. Maybe there's like fighting? No. Weird. I have no idea what happened there. I might be just a bad uh, owner of these dwarves. Oh, it was it was assist. I see. Ooh, what's gonna happen to him? We should probably see. Oh, wait, no, that's an interrogation. Okay. Well, I don't know. Well, would you look at that? I pressed the wrong mic button. Anyway, look here. We can see our first pump is up, and our second one is just coming along the way, eh? That's good. Probably see, yeah, that peasant's going up there and building it. That's great to see. Love it. Met with subject. Misrepresented facts from the case in order to elicit information. Subject had a trusting nature and agreed. Unfortunately, no new pertinent information was revealed. I think that was the guy who we thought was trying to steal the artifact, but just was in reality coming in here to smooth out the walls. Hmm. Well, anyway, that happened. You know, these big dogs are pretty good. They lay their eggs and they're always infertile, so we have a good supply of eggs coming in, which is pretty nice. Of course, I do want the elk birds to lay their eggs, but it'll happen eventually. I'm thinking I should split this up. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, we do need to build that new temple. Not that that has anything to do with it. I think we'll do what we usually do, although probably make it a 7 by 7. And we'll just do it to the top like that, and that should be pretty good for a standard temple. And we'll of course make some gold statues to fit with it. I think I was wrong about some things. It does appear that it doesn't matter if these ones aren't built underneath. I think it just matters if they're partially built, maybe? It's all complicated. Anyway, I'm gonna suspend some of these other jobs. Just those few. And yeah, we'll get those done. I do know that if we say delete one of these tasks, it will destroy all the ones above it. I think. Pump stacks are weird. I think what we'll have to do is we'll have to make the power coming in through here, which should be easy enough. That'll of course be just your standard minecart generator design. Nothing too complicated. You know, I just realized that we got that monitor lizard from the last elf caravan, and it does appear we have a male and a female one. So I think what I'm going to do is I am going to dig out a little side chamber for them. Probably out the side here, just nothing too special, just probably just do it like that, eh? This whole area here is kind of weird, but you know what, it doesn't matter. Yeah, we'll just dig it out there. Just some simple work. Alright, just set up a little pen slash pasture for these guys. I do believe they do need nest boxes, so I have queued a couple of those up, plus extra. I'll probably just end up putting in here. But yeah, again, that build, you can see they're already in here, which is pretty nice. So yeah, getting that done. Of course, we also got people smoothing out this area up here. And yeah, just small busy work. They're also working on the screw pumps down there. Should get a workable pump stack pretty soon here. Oh, but you know, the herb smokers have returned. Let's look at that mission report. Hopefully none of them died. Let's see, defenders led by the goblin bear spreading tree. The dog was killed at... How do they keep on that? Anyway, the goblin was struck down by the dwarf. Goblin was struck down by the dwarf. Also up in these white, we can actually see that some goblins will also die here, even though it's not stated in the blue text. So it's always good to look up here um, to see, get an idea of how many dwarves or goblins were actually killed. And let's see, goblin was struck down. So a bunch of goblins by dwarves. I don't see any dogs here. There's a bunch of goblins being killed by dwarves. So yeah, that's nice. And backpack, scimitar, axe, bow's nice. You can't make those. And iron gauntlets. Meh, not exactly great loot. Again, we're really going for those animals, but doesn't seem to be that reliable. Anyway, seems like most of the screw pumps down on this section. That one included, I think. Yeah, that one included. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, it seems like a few of these screw pumps are finished. So yeah, going at that on a good place. Let's see what goblin we want to commit war crimes against this round, eh? So let's see. Let's go after these guys. Just for the artifacts. And details, make this a raise mission, and go for it. See you in a couple days. Besides that, just unsuspended the rest of these screw pumps. Might be honest with you, don't quite know a lot of the mechanics about this, but it does seem that before they were stuck by something, possibly they needed that base screw pump done, but now it's working fine, so I'm just gonna have as many people on that as possible, and we'll see how that goes. Um, Looks like there weren't any free people to take it up. Alrighty, let's get this place assigned. Um, that's not it. It's gonna be one of these brown ones. Okay, that's probably it right there. Let's just look over a couple more of these just in case there's one I've overlooked. No, it's definitely the Coven of Puzzles. So this is now your worshipping area. Do with it what you will. You can see, I had some statue jobs here queued up. Now it's only the altar left. Once that's finished, we can start decorating this place. Another thing to note is with these guys carrying these pipes, metal objects are pretty heavy. So these are the guys bringing the pipes for the screw pumps. So it of course makes them slower than the other dwarves. So that also contributes to them taking a little while. However, it is good that they're bringing heavy items because that does train some of their attributes. So over time, by carrying these heavy items and whatnot, they'll become faster and faster. Anyway, um, just designated these statues and pedestals now that they're built. Just had a little panic attack when I accidentally tapped out of this. I saw that close to function. Luckily, it just minimized the window. So yeah, I'm gonna do the smart thing and save my progress up to this point. The priesthood of the Coven of Puzzles is ready to be recognized from the temple location menu. This will satisfy the agreement. Obviously it's not done, but this thing has enough wealth. If we go here, or wrong menu, you can see it has enough wealth here that it can be recognized. In fact, by the end of placing those statues in there, it should have enough to be a temple complex, I think. Anyway, recognize priesthood. I can actually assign that. I'll fill in itself, whoever's the most notorious worshipper, I guess. Not quite sure how it works. Probably a similar thing with the mayor system. But yep, that's going on. Of course, they're just filling in the last of the statues. Oh, there's a statue missing here. So we'll just build that back up again. It does seem like there's some building destroyer going around ruining stuff, but not too terribly surprised. I guess I'll have to look at the stress levels. I mean, there's a couple of people who are kinda on the sour side, but they're not like in the red. In fact, most of this fortress is overall pretty happy. So yeah, that's nice. Anyway, now that all the statues are in, you can actually see this is a temple complex. However, we need more worshippers in order to get the high priest. With that all being said, I am all out of time for today's episode. So ah, always, always. You know what? Before we end up this episode, let's look at this mission report. So, they run up there to Goblin Pit. Defenders led by Goblin Muck. 5 goblins were killed in the initial attack, and then begins the fighting. Goblin killed by Dwarf, Goblin by Dwarf, Goblin by Dwarf. Um, Goblin by Dwarf.